Welcome to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. Now here's your host, Tim McMahon.
I hate to say it, but it looks like the system you're searching for doesn't exist.
Hey, it's Tim. Now, you've probably heard the old saying that writers should write what they know. Well, I think the same rule should be applied to podcasters, and we podcasters should talk about what we know. So that got me to thinking. I said, hey, Tim. Yeah, Tim. What do you know? Well, I know Star Wars books. As you've probably heard me say on the show before, I am a Star Wars book collector. I have an ever-growing Jedi Library that's over 2,000 volumes strong. Yeah, over 2,000 Star Wars books have been published. That's a crazy amount of pages to be read. I'm in the habit of every Friday either going to my local bookstore or checking out Amazon.com to see what has been released in the last 7 days. I make a purchase. If it's online, I have the books on my doorstep by Monday morning. So I thought to myself, why not make this a feature on the show? I'll give you a quick review of all the new Star Wars books that came out in the last 7 days. Well, this is Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. So as you know, I don't have time for really in-depth reviews, so consider this more my good reaction to all the new books I picked up recently. What did I get this week? 3 volumes. 2 from Titan Publishing, the folks behind the Star Wars Insider magazine. They've been releasing these volumes called The Best of Star Wars Insider. They've done 1 through 4, and this week I have picked up Star Wars Insider Lords of the Sith, The Best of Star Wars Insider, The Guide to the Dark Side. There's no new material here. This is all stuff that's been released in the Star Wars Insider magazine. If you're like me and you have a subscription and you read it from cover to cover each month, there's nothing new here to be had. Nonetheless, had to have it from a bookshelf. It's true, I had to have it. I have volumes 1 through 4, and coming out soon they'll be doing a light side version as well. This volume beautifully reproduces the pages of Star Wars Insider. It covers all the bad guys, Sith and otherwise. It's fun to read, but you know what? I've read it all before, so I honestly probably won't reread it. But what I will read is the next volume I have picked up from Titan Publishing. It's called The Official Mission Debrief for Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, Your Ultimate Guide to the Hit Movie. Actually, this book came out a while ago, but I did not pick it up because I thought it was just a reprint of the official collector's edition Rogue One magazine that came out a while ago. That I already have as a magazine and as a hardcover book. Like I said, I thought it was that, did a little research and found out, no, it's not that, it's something totally new. This book does feel like a magazine. It might have been a magazine, I may have missed it, but what it is almost 100 pages of behind the scenes information on the making of the book. Lots of interviews with cast and crew and writers, producers, director. Lots of great imagery, lots of great photos. This I will read cover to cover. I love anything that's behind the scenes, about the making of, ever since I was a kid. Not just Star Wars, but any movie out there. I will gobble this up. And like I said, it feels like a magazine, so it's going to be a quick read. I look forward to tackling that probably tonight. The third book I have this week is from Abrams Publishing under their Comics Art imprint. It is the Topps Star Wars Wide Vision, the original Topps Trading Card Series, Volume 1. These are the trading cards that came out in the early to mid 90s. Yeah, 1995, I believe. Flipping through this book, my initial impression was they did a better job this time around than recently. Abrams did books that collected the vintage trading cards from the 70s and 80s. While it was awesome to see those old trading cards once again, I felt the production value of the book was a little lacking. This time around, I feel like they've upped their game. Previously, the reprints of the cards felt small. This time, the reprints of the cards seem bigger. Well, you know, the cards were bigger, so that could be part of it. The criticism I do have off the bat here is that the reprints of the cards, well, the imagery on the cards, it comes across as a little blurry. My memory of these cards, and I'm not a card collector, but I do remember them, was that they were high quality, like high definition images. These in the book just seem, I don't know, VHS quality, honestly. Nonetheless, this is going to be fun to flip through because, like I said, not a card collector. I've not seen the majority of these. It'll be fun to read all the card backs. So there you go, 3 new books added to my collection this week. I'll provide links to all these books on my website, 12parsekspodcast.com. So if you liked what you heard, you can go ahead and pick up your own copy. I unfortunately will not make any money off of those sales thanks to some stupid law we have in my home state that prevents that. Blarg. So upset. Anyway, what's your favorite Star Wars book, now or ever? I want to know. Email me at 12parsekspodcast@gmail.com or connect with me on any of my social media accounts. All the links can be found on my website, 12parsekspodcast.com. Thanks for listening. Utini!
If an item does not appear in our records, it does not exist.
You've been listening to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, part of the expanded Fandomverse network of shows. For links and show notes, visit our website, 12parsecsPodcast.com. Follow Less Than 12 Parsecs on Twitter at 12parpod, on Instagram at 12parsecsPodcast, on Tumblr at 12parsecsPodcast, and find us on Facebook as well. And please let us know what you think. Email us at 12parsecsPodcast@gmail.com.